What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Just Sayin podcast. I'm your snow bunny captain, Justin Martindale, and I am so excited to have a wonderful 2024 recap. Some of the best stories, some of the stories we might have forgotten over the year, because it's been a year. Do you know what I mean? 2024 is that year that could just kind of go. And with me today, for the first time ever on camera, exclusive, we have producer Land on camera. How are you, Land?
I am great. I am excited for another great year of Just Sayin.
I know. Let me just give you guys a little heads up. So when we get our show in order, Land and I jump on a phone call and we kind of run through everything that we're going to tell you guys for the week. And it's like one of my favorite things to do. And we were going to make this episode so special for you guys because we were like, what are the stories that like stuck out month by month? Let's give it like a full annual recap.
Mm-hmm.
And we have done just that. I'm giving you like, what did you say this was?
It's giving Old Navy Christmas commercial.
Thank you. Old Navy Christmas sweater. Thank you. It's actually Express. $39 sale right now happening, all sweaters. But I also was thinking there's a little unknown relic of a dating show called Kept, starring Jerry Hall, who is married to
Originally Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones. She had a reality show in the like late 90s, early 2000s called Kept, where she was finding love. She just wanted to find like a young stallion pool boy to take care of with all her money. But she did an Old Navy Christmas commercial, which I would always do impressions of with my friends because I just thought it was so ridiculous. She'd be like, what am I wearing? Why this, my Old Navy tech vest. And that's how she sounded. She sounded like she was British or like Texan or
She's
something.
a Texas girl.
Huh?
She's a Texas girl.
I know, but it was like,
Texas
it was like a hybrid.
By way of like French Canada.
It was like Sue and the Substance at the end of like Texas, British, like both languages in one, like
one big puddle.
Bubble gum puddle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. So we are going to start off the year. This is something that I want to see happen in 2025. And I think we need to do this. We need to stop throwing things at people on stage. Now, I'm going on tour in 2025, and I swear to God, if anybody throws a stapler at me or, like jewelry, I mean, you can throw jewelry at me. That's fine, as long as it's like the heart of the ocean. But if anybody is throwing a full-on cabinet at me, I will be upset.
A BB Rexa action figure.
A BB Rexa action figure. An Olivia Rodrigo cell phone.
Oh no!
Anything with Harry Styles on it that's heavy and can leave a bruise, I will be upset. But I'm very excited. I will be going on tour. So go to my link tree on my Instagram. I'll be in Arlington, Virginia, Boston, San Francisco, Houston, Dallas, Seattle. It's a full-on tour, and I see your comments. And guys, I'm trying. We will add more dates. This is just up until April, and tickets will be available. Go to the club's website, get them on there. Or go to my link tree. Once they get closer to date, they'll be available. But I would love to see you all. So very excited. We're taking the Just Sayin show on the road. But I do think we need to stop throwing things at people. It's not cute. It's not fun. We just had our latest incident with Billie Eilish.
That's right.
Billie Eilish, are you kidding me?
Does that crowd get
rowdy?
Yeah, is that a rowdy crowd?
I don't know, but it is definitely an escape room, I feel, because I've said this before, I would love to go see Billie Eilish in concert, but she's so whispery and like moody and emo that I just feel like you get there and the whole crowd is just singing the songs and you can't really hear her. But somebody threw I think it was a bracelet.
Yeah.
And it hit her hard.
She didn't miss a beat.
Huh?
She didn't miss a beat.
She didn't miss a beat.
No.
Professional. Two-time Oscar winner, Billie Eilish.
That's right.
Which, by the way, I will say this. I watched the Yacht Rock Speaking of my look today, the Yacht Rock documentary on HBO Max is really fun and enjoyable. I've mentioned Yacht Rock on this pod many a times, but it talks about what's the word? Hold on, what is the word? The explosion that has been Yacht Rock, like on
Sure.
Sirius XM, how it started with this like website parody, and it talks about the legacy and history of Yacht Rock and the Doobie Brothers and Michael Montgomery and Christopher Cross. It was really fun. It was a nice documentary, but they said that Christopher Cross was the only Grammy Award winner at that time to win all categories, including Best New Artist. And the only person who has done that since is Billie Eilish.
Wow.
But you know what? Didn't happen to Michael McDonald? A stapler thrown at his forehead.
Not even once.
I keep forget how to love it. Yeah, you can't have that happen. But yeah, let's stop throwing things at people on stage, shall we? All right, let's kick it off with our first big topic, the Stanley Cup. Now, we all remember the Stanley Cup was like, people were losing it over these damn cups. I think it went viral because some woman's car was on fire.
Yeah, some woman's car was on fire.
Remember? On TikTok?
I might be misremembering it, but I think the car was on fire and they retrieved the cup and it still had ice in it.
Still had ice in it.
Still had ice.
Slay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to go get one right now after that.
I know. I will say this.
Uh-oh.
I did purposely go and look for the Wicked Stanley Cups because I thought they'd be fun for Christmas, like a stocking stuffer. I'm not going to go tackle a bitch in Target for one. I'll just do it for fun. You know what I mean?
Or retrieve it from a burning car.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Or retrieve it from a burning car that flying monkeys picked up and dropped into a field. And then I will go take Elphaba's Stanley Cup. But yeah, no, I definitely remember that TikTok of a woman's car on fire. She's like, "What? My Stanley Cup has ice in it." And people went nuts. This Stanley Cup has been around forever. And people were fighting. People were like collaborating with the Stanley Cup. People were promoting like different brands with a collab, you know, Wicked X Stanley Cup. So, and people were going to Target really early and losing their shit and taking all of them. Now, if you do have a Gen Z kid at home or an alpha child at home, you probably have Stanley Cups. We saw people collecting assortments and colors and color schemes and all that jazz. However, just give it a year. 1 year. Right down to the very day. The Stanley Cup has had a recall, actually, because of a potential burn hazard.
Ironic.
It's like a Stanley Cup getting recalled from a burn hazard in a burning car. Isn't it ironic? The company said that the mug's lid threads. I don't like it.
I don't like
I never want to hear the word lid threads ever again. Ever again. Thank you, Time Magazine. The lid threads can shrink when exposed to heat and torque, causing the lid to detach during use, posing a burn hazard. I've only torqued at a wedding once and was asked to leave. Stanley has received 91 reports worldwide, including 16 in the United States, of the recalled travel mug's lids detaching during use, resulting in 38 burn injuries worldwide, including 2 burn injuries in the U.S., with 11 consumers worldwide requiring medical attention. Stanley said the recall includes double-walled. I don't want to hear it. Double-walled. Don't want to hear it. Double-walled mugs sold in a variety of colors, including white, black, and green, in 12-ounce, 16-ounce, and 20-ounce sizes with a polypropylene lid. The Stanley logo appears on the front and bottom of the mug. Now, the mugs were sold on Amazon and Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, Target, and other stores nationwide and online from June 2016 through December 24, between $20 and $50 depending on the model. Consumers are advised to immediately stop using the recalled travel mugs. They may contact Stanley to receive a free replacement lid, including shipping. All right. Woo!
Okay. They sold millions and millions of these mugs.
Yeah.
91 incidents. This seems a little. Are they overreacting?
It only take you know why?
Coffee from McDonald's.
You get me. It was the lady with the coffee from McDonald's. That was such a huge lawsuit.
Yeah.
But then while I was reading this, I was wondering, what if she's finally healed? She went and got a Glinda Stanley Cup. After watching Wicked, she got her coffee. She goes to McDonald's. She tells McDonald's to fill it up in the Stanley Cup. She's like, I don't trust your styrofoam pieces of shit. She goes to take her Glinda Stanley Cup, and the lid threads
Defy
bust.
gravity.
The Stanley Cup starts torquing.
Oh, no.
And hot coffee just goes down her and burns her again. The irony. That poor woman cannot get a break.
She cannot get a break. She can't catch a case.
God, poor thing. Well, we go from the Stanley Cup to this season's episode of the Traitors, which I cannot wait. We had MJ Javid, Mercedes Javid, if she's nasty, was on the podcast giving us a little Traitors tea. We have season 3 coming up in 2025. It's going to be epic. We've got Tom Sandoval, Bob the Drag Queen. We've got more contestants from The Challenge and Big Brother and Housewives. It's going to be, I think, even bigger and better than this past season, if that's at all possible. I think it will be. But season 2 gave us MJ, gave us Portia. Trishelle. Like, it was so good, so elevated. I loved it from season 1, but everyone was on board with the Traitors. But what it did give us were 2 little miracles. The first one with Mercedes, where she is caught in the castle listening in on a kind of like some plotting and conspiring, and she gives us the most amazing walking backwards moment in reality television. If you haven't seen it, if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched season 2 of The Traitors before season 3 on Peacock. Also, Traitors season 2 gave us one of our favorite Just Sayin catchphrases of the year.
Yes.
Land on 3, 1, 2, 3. Not Ekin Sue. It is still one of the best lines of the year.
No, Justin, I hadn't even watched The Traitors at that point.
Oh, you hadn't?
No, I had. Well, I was kind of banking the episodes.
Yeah,
because I don't like to wait week to week for a show like this, and I'm good about spoiler alerts. But I had to watch right away. I found myself saying "not Ekin Sue" in all kinds of situations.
I was using it at the grocery store. I was using it, I think, like if telemarketers were calling me.
Oof.
I was using it everywhere. I think if like anything bad happened, I'd just go, "Not Ekin Sue." You know, even if there was like in a hallway here at the Comedy Store.
I love it.
Just yell it just to see what people were talking about. It was so good. I can't wait to see what catchphrases we get in season 3's Traitors, which premiere, I believe,
the 9th of January.
9th of January. God,
Bob is going to deliver at least one.
I hope.
Sandoval has been.
I think here's a prediction.
Months.
I think Sandoval is going to be the first one to go. I don't think they're going to put up with him. They got rid of Johnny Bananas in season 2. Spoiler alert. First off, they were like, "You're too much." I don't think people want to deal with that and him being like, Ariana, what she did to me. Like, I think get out. That's my prediction. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, it happens. But it's my podcast, and that's my prediction. Other things that happened in January, Beyonce released a country album, which was ignored by the CMAs.
That's right.
Which was a little bit of a scandal, but then embraced by the Billboard and the Grammys. And she is now the most decorated female individual performer in Grammy history.
Now, Justin, I listened to the album and I really did like it.
Cowboy Carter.
It didn't sound like a country album. It sounded a little country inspired.
Yeah.
So the outrage of it not being a country album, I was like, I kind of got it.
I got it too. And I understand what you're saying. I thought Texas Hold'em was fun. It kind of reminded me I felt like a lot of them could have been put on like a double side of Renaissance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
There were so many tracks, and there were I feel some more legitimately country songs.
Yeah.
But the majority of that record was not a country album.
Well, it's like yeah. Like that. I was like, that's not really country to me. But I got like Texas Hold'em,
Yeah.
Jolene, which we will definitely get into. One of our most viral moments of the year with Sarah Hyland, and where we dressed up like Oregon Trail prospects who didn't die of scurvy just yet.
Churning butter
And talking about Beyonce, things that we love to do in January. And we were just talking about Jolene and Beyonce's interpretation of Jolene and how Jolene just needs to run, and Jolene was never seen again. And that was just such a funny moment. I love having her on the podcast and can't wait to have her back in 2025. Oh, then there's these two turds. This conservative family, I don't know if you guys remember, they were disappointed. They're very disappointed after leaving the United States because it became too liberal, too far left. You know, they just had enough. And they left right before an election. What could have happened? And where did they move? I'm so glad you asked. They moved to Russia.
Oh, boy.
Nothing says welcome, comrades, like Russia. We will embrace you in our generous arms. No, they escaped Russia to escape perceived LGBT ideology encroachment. Oh my God, my sons might want to say wicked. However, when they got there, they were hit with an icy sickle because their
and they were seeing stars.
The Cold War just hit them. Their dreams soured when their bank accounts were reportedly frozen upon arrival. Anissa vented frustration in a deleted YouTube video, while Arend later apologized and clarified their commitment to Russia.
Voluntarily, I'm sure.
Yeah. They were like, we will do this. You will make statement on YouTube. But I don't want to. You will make statement. The conservative Christian couple from Canada made the bold move to relocate their large family of 10, too many, to Russia to escape LGBT ideology. However, their hopes of starting anew quickly turned into a nightmare. Their bank accounts filled with proceeds from selling their rural Canadian farm were unexpectedly frozen during suspicious activity, leaving them stranded and helpless in a country where they couldn't speak the language. Let's see. Anissa's frustration boiled over, leading to a regrettable outburst against their new home, which only worsened their situation, where Kremlin officials took offense. She added, I'm ready to jump on a plane and get out of here. We've hit the first snag where you have to engage logic in this country, and it's very, very frustrating.
They hit one snag and they're ready to move.
Sounds pretty gay to me.
It sounds pretty gay.
So,
one minor inconvenience and she had a meltdown?
Yeah, she's like, oh, this is hard. Let's get out of here.
She's gay.
Like what? You move to a country where they're like, everything's a potato?
Oh, boy.
Oh, it can't be that hard. But let's escape being gay. Honey, you can't escape the gay because in the words of the Miami Sound Machine, the gay is gonna get you. Gay is gonna get you. The gay is gonna get you. So I don't know where they are, but also who cares?
Who cares?
Who gives a shit? Did they get home? Who cares?
They're somewhere complaining.
Oh, I hope they're in a cold iron cage.
Oh,
all of them.
Sitting inside of a Stanley Cup on ice.
Papa, is it almost Christmas? Not Christmas in country. Now, we had several major fails this year. We could go on. This would be a 3-hour, 4-hour podcast, but we're not Joe Rogan. We have a lot of fails with live activations. Now, an activation is kind of like, oh, we're going to take a familiar show and we're going to make it like a photo opportunity so you can like Instagram it and all that kind of stuff. We all kind of see these like pop-ups that are kind of all over the place now. But will we ever as a nation, truly forget the gem of a failure that the Willy Wonka Experience in Scotland was?
Never.
The Willy Wonka Experience in Scotland gave us such characters as the unknown. It was just a guy with a gray face in a mirror. I don't remember the unknown from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but it gave us minimal fog. It gave us
Over it, Oompa Loompa bartenders.
Oompa Loompa Bartender, which I felt like if we could make a mascot for 2024,
Absolutely.
Oompa Loompa Over It is one of them. And we'll do our top 3. So let's just put a pin in that.
Mm-hmm.
Oompa Loompa Over It Bartender is definitely my mood of 2024. But yeah, it was a huge failure. And everyone was like, oh, how can this get worse? We had the Bridgerton Experience in the fall, which was not a Bridgerton Experience. As someone who's been to the Bridgerton Experience, I loved it. It was down here in downtown LA. This was, I think they had like Cardi F on a on a minimal pole. Not even like not even like doing bare minimal with all these women in like Bridgerton attire. It just didn't add up. And also another big fail for the year was the New York City Ireland portal, which was the portal in Times Square that you could see from the other side, and it'd be Ireland on the other side. And we had a girl like flash her jugs, and it got shut down. Nobody can have any fun. And what drunken Irish guy in Ireland doesn't want to see some, Twin Towers in a portal? You know what I mean? Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to make some 2025 predictions because I think it's just going to get worse. I think we're going to have a botched Wicked experience.
Absolutely.
We will see what happens. Oh, land. We are going to see some videos from the Wicked movie because the Singalong is officially out on
Christmas Day, right?
Christmas Day. We thought Black Friday was over with online shopping.
No.
Oh, no. It's going to be back with the Wicked Sing-Along in theaters December 25th.
I don't. So being in that theater, well, I guess you're going to go there knowing that they're doing it, so which is bad enough. Can you imagine having to work there? It's way worse than having to hear Mariah if you worked retail all day long. You're going to hear hours and hours of people just singing, having their moment.
Yeah.
Sounds
every theater kid who didn't make it, every friend of a friend, or every person who's it's gonna be. I'm not seeing it.
People are teaching their children the songs right now.
Yeah,
they're very young children to do this. Have their moment.
And I loved Wicked. It was a huge. I mean, we talked about it all year. Oh my God, it's almost here. It's almost here. They just released the title for part 2, which is going to be Wicked for Good, which I thought was kind of like, just call it part 2, but for good. All right. Which is November 21st. And
I predict fights. Someone is going to...
Oh, someone's going to fight.
Someone's going to think it's their moment, and someone else is going to think it's their moment. And... I predict fights.
It's kind of like what Brandon was telling us about Wicked last year when they said there was that TikTok video of the woman who hit the before Cynthia. I think there's going to be like offs. I think everyone's going to riff their own.
100%.
Yeah. So if you are watching the Wicked Sing-Along and you see a brawl, record it and send it to us immediately. I want to see how rough these get. So the Wicked Experience, it's going to be pretty busted. I think we might have a one-winged flying monkey, a cardboard wizard head.
Like just a random broom for people to sit on.
But like a modern broom.
Yeah, modern broom.
Modern broom.
With the plastic label on it
Yellow.
that you never peel off.
Out After another event that's going to be disastrous, the live action Snow White coming out March 21st, 2025. This movie is going to bomb.
It looks
just awful. Awful. I'm wishing for this movie to bomb. That's what I want. Because here's the thing. I think there was a lot of hope for it. I feel like people are done talking about it. We're already moving on to like the Moana live action.
Yeah.
They're trying to push for, I think Mufasa's coming out December 20th, this Friday.
Yeah.
It's going to bomb so hard. The Rachel Ziegler going on and kind of shitting on the movie and saying like, oh, we're going to change it up. And Snow White's not a girl who needs a man. She doesn't need a prince. And I'm like, that's like the whole point of the story.
Whole movie.
Like Gal Gadot actually looks really good in it, but I don't think Gal Gadot as the evil queen is going to save this movie.
I don't think so either.
The CGI dwarves after the whole dwarf scandal, because they weren't actual dwarves, they just used people, and then they were like, oh, they're not little people. And then Peter Dinklage was like, cut it. We're going to do CGI. Brad Williams, who is a dwarf, was on this podcast and we talked about it. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go back to the Brad Williams episode. But it's going to bomb so hard.
It's not just going to bomb, it's also going to be awful.
Yeah. There's that.
It just looks terrible.
I don't think it's going to do well at all. In July, summer of 2025, we have Jurassic World Rebirth. Lance said before we started this, another one?
I hadn't heard of it.
I can't wait.
I can't either.
Do you know who's in it?
Who?
Jonathan Bailey.
Really?
And Scarlett Johansson. It's going to be really good. I think it's going to be really good because, I mean, Scarlett Johansson's not going to do a Jurassic Park movie unless it's like...
Justin, I'm so in right now.
I know.
Really
Anything, I've stuck with this fucking franchise forever.
But even the bad ones are kind of good.
The worst one.
What's the worst one in your opinion?
Jurassic Park 3.
That's my favorite one.
With Tia?
That's my favorite.
What's her name?
Tia. No, not Tia Carrere.
Tia Carrere.
No.
Téa Leoni.
Téa Leoni. That one is my favorite.
Botched. When they go into the like pterodactyl thing. No.
It's so good.
But I'm sorry, these like lost Jurassic Worlds, like I love it. Get me. I remember when the trailer came out for like the first one when that girl fell into the Megalodon's tank and you see the pterodactyls like fish her out and then the thing comes out and just... I've watched that scene multiple times because I'm like, did she feel it? Was she like swallowed whole and is in like a mosasaurus belly just like, well, how's your day going?
Well, I thought of this one too. I thought of that too because she wasn't chewed up.
I don't think she was. I think
she
was just like, yeah. And then I think like what goes on.
I don't know. That sounds awful. That sounds as bad as Snow White.
The smell of a mosasaurus belly. Is water getting in? I think about all this stuff before bed. And also we have a sequel in the works, Megan 2.0 officially. I had the actress on who voiced Megan on a couple years ago when Megan came out and where I was like, Megan 2? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, okay. You don't know who you're talking to, lady. But I'm assuming she's doing the voice of that again. Megan 2.0, what are we going to do? I don't know. We had the Megan Fox video or the Megan Fox movie that's out on Netflix, which is really good. Have you seen it?
I haven't. Which one is that?
She plays like a robot nanny. I can't remember the name of it. Something like AI. Then there's the movie called like AI where...
Yeah.
I don't know. Where could we go with Megan 2.0? I don't know. I felt like it was such a moment with like the visual of all the Megan dolls. I don't know. We'll see.
But when Megan came out, they did a lot of activations that were actually kind of cool looking. They had a bunch of people that looked like the Megan dolls, and it can only go down from here.
You know what? I'm going to say this, and I'm going to stand by it. Smile 2, way better than Smile 1.
I've only watched a few minutes of it, but I want to finish it.
Smile 2 is one of the best horror films of the year, in my opinion. And I love horror films, you know that. I finally watched it. Finally, like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, this is so good. So good. But you do have to watch Smile one to get it.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah. So Smile 2, I mean, it gives you like, what if a pop star was cursed by this thing and what they're dealing with. And it's epic. It's so good. Also, so I don't think Megan 2 won't be like that great. Will I watch it? Absolutely. But I don't think it's gonna be that great. Also, another show that I want to bring up. We just had the White Lotus season 3 trailer that came out yesterday.
It looks so good.
Mike White, I swear to God.
So good.
Just gets it.
And the character crossovers, like
who crossed? Yes,
the woman that owned the spa, and now she's there in a class. Like I love how they are interacting. And I also, as much as I love Jennifer Coolidge, I'm glad she's not in it because then it's like, okay, you're asking a lot of your audience. But it's just these shows are it's the best show on television.
I know,
in a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a prediction about White Lotus. Okay, here we go. Everyone's missing Jennifer Coolidge. I think what's going to happen, we have Pamela Anderson in the running for Golden Globe, probably Oscar, for The Last Showgirl, the movie that's coming out. She's getting rave reviews for it.
I predict an Oscar snub.
You think?
They're not going to let her have it.
You think?
I think she will win the Golden Globe. And
she's not going to win the Golden Globe. You think?
I think she will.
But they're going to snub her for the Oscar.
They're going to snub her for the Oscar hard.
Shit, God, Lan, that's hard.
They did it to Jennifer Lopez for Hustlers, and she was pretty good in that movie.
I hope not.
I hope not, because she's wonderful. Pamela Anderson's great.
But she's gonna have an award season, regardless.
For sure.
So what I think they're going to do for season 4 of White Lotus is they'll cast her on White Lotus and she'll be one of the guests in the hotel. Because wouldn't we love to see like Pamela Anderson running around in some exotic location, a la CJ Baywatch?
On a beach, but never wearing a red bathing suit?
Or is she, just to give a little wink to it?
I love it.
But she will be playing Jennifer Coolidge's sister.
Trying to get answers. Oh, I love anything Pamela Anderson does. I want it.
She could play that ditzy blonde, like, girl, you know. I'm rooting for it. I'm here for it. I hope it happens. Anyways, all right. So we did Just Sayin Live in 2024, and we had a great time with Bob the Drag Queen. I'm going to say that one of my best moments with Bob was not only the live show where we announced that Bob was going to be on Traitors season 3, but Bob also had an amazing year on tour of the world with Madonna. And one of my favorite moments of 2024 is when I went and saw Madonna for the first time ever. Never seen Madonna. The show was good. Bob was hilarious and fantastic. But what a year for Bob, where he got to introduce not only Madonna, but Kylie Minogue singing with Madonna.
It was huge.
Huge. Major. Like, we all exploded because I want to say the Madonna concert was in...
I want to say September?
Yeah, I want to say it was like August, September, something like that.
I think so.
And it was just so much fun. And you got all the hits. Madonna, like, looked amazing, did it, showed up. She got to turn the AC on. It was a little too much. Madonna was like, I don't like air conditioning. And we were like, oh, great, same. But it was interesting to see, like, how much of a legacy Madonna had on us as a culture, I would say, it's because it is crazy because her career has been so long from like what, 84 to present?
Like 82.
82?
She's one of those people because in the last couple of years she's been doing things that I'm not that interested in. It feels like she's following trends where she used to really
start them.
She used to set the trends.
Yeah.
And now it feels like she was when she started following trends, I stopped being as interested.
Yeah, when she started wearing a grill, I was like...
When she started wearing a grill, I mean, what trend is that?
I don't know.
From 2004 or something.
Yeah.
But when you watch that show and you're like... She's one of those people that I forgot why she was famous. And then you're like, oh, I
Oh,
also
that's
forgot
why.
why I loved you.
Yeah.
Because the songs were amazing. The looks, everything was so
Apparently,
fantastic.
she just released a Instagram post talking about working with a renowned house artist, which would go back to her 2005 album Confessions
So
on a Dance
good.
Floor, which I think is one of the best albums of all time.
I do too.
So hopefully, was that 2005 or was that 2000?
I think that was like 2007 or 8, maybe. Wait, Hung Up was there on that, right? That was 2005.
2005?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I remembered it. Good. But yes, seeing Kylie and Madonna, I mean, Kylie the year before just giving us Padam Padam, and then having Madonna and Kylie at the same, it was just fantastic.
And singing, what were they singing?
They were singing, hold on, I know this, hold on, what were they singing? Don't tell me. Give me a hint. Huh?
I Will Survive.
Oh, I Will Survive.
It's such a great song from them because they have two different messages with that too.
Well, Madonna's mother passed away from cancer. Kylie had a cancer scare, and here they are both together.
And Madonna
hand in
almost
hand.
died.
Huh?
Remember, Madonna almost died before this tour too.
But that was because she was a bacteria girl.
Well,
she had a botched like bacterial infection. But yes, she did survive. Yes. But yes, it was very, very cool to see that. And then of course they went into I Can't Get You Out of My Head, which we were like, thanks, Madonna. Like as much as I love like Gloria Gaynor covers, like give me one of you guys' like hottest numbers together.
Exactly.
Speaking of hottest numbers, or actually lack thereof, Texas has banned PornHub. Yep. Banned PornHub, but Texans still found a way to watch using VPNs and showing VPLs. Ooh. Which I remember going to Texas, being in my hotel room, being like, well, and they have a full-on like warning being like, no, you have to verify your info, all this stuff. And I was like, get out of here. And
what does that mean?
Huh?
What do you have to do?
You have to just like verify that you're like of age and all that kind of stuff. But it's also like, I'm not going to do that because where I'm from, we don't do that. And I don't want you having my information, creepy Greg Abbott.
But do you have to upload like an image of your ID or something?
Something like that.
Oh, that's invasive.
Well, Texas loves that word, but can't spell it. As a Texan, I can say that. Now, also, we have, well, I just want to say, shout out to all the Texans for getting through this year without, PornHub.
But they all got VPNs.
Yeah. VPN.
There's something really American about creating a law that you can't watch something and then using a VPN to watch it.
Yeah. Do you think our forefathers had VPNs?
No. They had to suffer.
Well, are we making America great again with VPNs?
Maybe.
Hashtag not my Pornhub.
Not my Pornhub.
Well, here are the most searched terms on Pornhub. I always love this. It's always like a Spotify Wrapped, my Instagram year in review, and the most searched terms of 2024 on Pornhub. This one's a shocker. Number 10, Asian.
Exotic.
Number 9, Latina. Number 8, Japanese. Number 7, anime. Number 6, big ass. Number 5, anal. And 4, lesbian. 3, Pinay. 2, MILF. And at number 1, drum roll, please. Hentai.
Which I had to look up.
What is hentai?
It is
like Dragon Ball Z.
It's like anime. That's a shocking number 1.
Yeah. What was it last year? I feel like it was like DILF or something. Coach.
Or
is that just mine?
That was yours. I think it was MILF last year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it was MILF last year. But hentai, that's
what is
big,
Panay?
I think it's Filipina.
It's what?
Filipina.
Oh, it is?
I believe so.
So a lot of flavors from around the world.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
It's a very inclusive list.
Some of the others that were not on the top 10 were BBC, Trans, BBW, Teacher, and one that follows Teacher, Squirt. Well, we all learned something, and who knows what 2025 will have in store for us. Next up, we have one of our most searched categories on Pornhub this year. I mean, I know I was not alone in this one. I know what I was typing in, and I'm actually kind of shocked this one did not make the list. That is the Olympics.
Yeah,
I'm
surprised it didn't make the list.
I'm very shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very shocked. And our most beloved, Anthony Emirati, he is the pole vaulter with the
pole of gold.
Pole of gold. God. The French pole vaulter who went viral after his penis got in the way of the Olympics. I mean, it set us all ablaze. I actually think the Olympics really were the downward spiral as to where we are now as a society for thirsting over like hot mistakes.
I agree.
Luigi included. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It was just like this guy just trained his whole life, and then all you do is just watch his dong knock over the pole in slow motion, and everyone was like, I wish I could be that pole. Lucky pole. Sacre bleu. He could hit me in the face with that baguette. Like everyone was wanting it. The thirst was real, and not just because it was the summer. But we don't know where Anthony Emirati is anymore these days. He kind of went into hiding after the Olympics. He was offered, what, $250,000?
To create an OnlyFans.
To create an OnlyFans, and he has yet to deliver, not that we've noticed. But it was the summer of scandals. We had Noah Cyrus trying to move forward with her mom, Tish, and her sister, Miley, in this weird, bizarre country catfish triangle. Remember this? Noah was dating Dominic Purcell, who was the actor on Prison Break.
Okay.
And then they broke up. And then Tish, the mom, started dating Dominic Purcell. And then they got married.
They got married, yeah.
How was this not on Pornhub's most searched 2024 list? Mom dating guy, daughter dating guy, then mom takes over.
You know, when this story came out and it stuck around for
it was here for a while. I remember talking about it for a while.
But when this story came out, I think it was presented like she's with her ex. No, she's with her daughter's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. There's a difference.
That feels different.
Yeah.
Like not like it's forbidden but I don't know, if your mom swooped in, like your friends aren't supposed to date your exes.
Yes,
so if
exactly.
Your mom swoops in, that's wild to me. That's not just like a little bit of how do you? I don't understand this story.
He must have been wearing the right Old Navy tech vest.
He certainly was.
I honestly, yeah, because then I'm like, what was Thanksgiving like?
Ever again? Ever again?
Like what? How?
Because they dated a while.
Yeah.
So if you're with someone, even if you break up, even if they are awful to you, you still have a feeling for them. You know, somewhat.
They've been
in your life. They've been in your life.
Yeah. They've seen my thermal threads.
It's just, it just feels awkward.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What do you think?
I want an update.
I do too. They're saying that everything is fine.
Well, I mean, but that was back in May. They're like, oh, yeah, everything's great. And I'm like,
Well, we'll see if they post a Christmas photo.
touche.
We'll see.
He looks rough. He used to be so hot.
He really does.
Do you remember him in Prison Break?
I do not.
You don't?
No.
Here's something that I love is when pop culture can really save a person's life. Here we have Lil Kim in October of 2019 doing a crip walk that kind of went viral this year of her dancing this way. And a woman is now crediting Lil Kim dancing the way she was with saving her life during a infamous shooting that happened. So she escaped the gunfire during the second shooting in a month at her apartment complex in Dothan, Alabama. Thanks to what? Doing my Lil Kim.
Doing a Lil Kim.
I hear pop, pop, pop. Around 7 rounds, Taylor told the Alabama TV station. So I'm dodging, I'm ducking, I'm dodging, I'm ducking, I'm dodging, doing my Lil Kim, trying to get my baby in the car. Then I threw my baby in the back seat. We just sped off. I love that. So she was showing the famous pop and lock, bop and weave dance moves in the music video for 1999's Quiet Storm remix with Mobb Depp. It became a meme 20 years later when she repeated it at the 2019 BET Hip Hop Awards during a medley of hip hop hits with Junior Mafia. So, yeah, who knew? Who knew that Lil Kim would one day save a life?
I really love this story. Not just that Lil Kim's dance moves have saved her life, but they were top of mind. She'd been thinking about this. She'd waiting for a moment.
I'm more impressed with the amount of time it took for this woman to be like, Lil Kim dance.
Yeah.
Like
it
you're
was
hearing
right there.
7 rounds of gunshots, pop, 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 pop. I'm just going to the floor and pissing myself.
Yeah.
This woman's like,
Do you think she was saying, I'm dodging, I'm ducking?
yes.
She was saying it.
I think she said it out loud. I'm dodging, I'm ducking, I'm ducking, I'm dodging, doing my Lil Kim. I love it.
I love it too.
So I'm glad, and props to Lil Kim for actually creating a viable safety dance for people when they hear gunshots, you know?
I think so.
Here are some other artists besides Lil Kim that have actually helped us dodge danger. One of my favorites is Lindsay Lohan. This is the infamous Lindsay Lohan dance that was made famous in, I believe, 2016 for her hit one season
Which I love.
reality show called, what was it called? Cocaine Beach or something?
It's called Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club.
Oh, yeah. Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club, where she is just ducking and diving, doing her best. Oh, that's my friend Ryan Kenny DJing that party in Mykonos. This is how you party in Mykonos. And Lindsay's just letting us have it. So another one. This one I don't know. Jojo Siwa, who definitely this spring gave us the night terror / day terror that is still haunting our dreams with her Karma dance, where she let everyone know that she is a bad girl now and that she wears the color black.
This would have me running towards the gunshots. The moves aren't bad.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about JoJo. The ingredients aren't bad. Karma isn't the worst song of the year.
It's not.
This dance isn't the worst dance of the year. It's her.
It's her. Because here's the thing. We found out that JoJo did not write this song. That another artist from like 20 years ago wrote this song and it never went anywhere. And this is what I love about TikTok and all of these social media outlets. When these detectives are in on it, they will uncover it all. And they found out that this woman like wrote the song. It actually catapulted her song above JoJo Siwa because JoJo was out there saying like an asshole, oh yeah, I wrote this song. I wrote it. It's mine. I just wanted to write a song. Bitch, you didn't write it. It's not your song.
Well, Karma's a bitch.
Exactly. And I'm still waiting for that sequel. Don't really have one. But remember what I said at the beginning that we need to stop throwing things at performers?
Let's take, well, at most performers.
I say bring your own rocks to a JoJo Siwa concert. BYOR. Let's see. This is a point of the show where I like to go over our most annoying celebs of 2024. You guys hear me? I feel like I'm very positive, optimistic about stories when it comes to pop culture and kind of giving you guys the lowdown. But there's just a couple that I'm like, God, because they're either everyone's talking about them, either we don't know why everyone's talking about them, or they're just in the news so much that we're just kind of over them.
Or they won't stop talking about themselves.
Or they won't talk. Yes, they won't stop talking about themselves, how great they are, blah, 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 blah. Just goes on and on and on. So, in no particular order, here are my most annoying celebs. Jennifer Lopez, for being Jennifer Lopez. I mean, we had the Bennifer breakup, but we didn't see coming. We had her in a nightgown cooking on Instagram.
That's right. Drinking orange drink, if you know, you know.
Can we, yes. And can we talk about the epic fail of This Is Me ... now on Amazon? Where they had that pop up with a helicopter crashed into a Fiesta
On Hollywood
Cantina.
Boulevard. Oh, yes.
And then her album, where she had like 12 album covers of her, and then the tour that didn't happen.
You know, like we were talking about Madonna earlier. Madonna, Adele, Michael Jackson, Prince, whoever, like the superstars, Beyonce, you do a big media attack. You put something out that's huge. You're touring, you're doing all the stuff, and then you go away.
You go away. You hide for a second.
You go away. You let us miss you a little bit. And
I love missing people.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, it's Adele 37, right? Yeah. And then we're like, oh my God, wasn't this
Adele
on the last
announced
album?
Actually this year that she's taking a break.
She's taking a break because she's been everywhere and she needs a break, but we need a break too.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez did like just a whole year of flopping.
Yeah.
And it's like
still being invited to stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna be she's hitting every red carpet. She's doing every interview.
Yeah.
She's going to be Spider-Woman.
She was in the background of Love on the Spectrum on Netflix, like just walking across a date. Yeah. I'm sure she's everywhere. She's everywhere.
She's everywhere. And
yeah.
She's not bad.
She's not bad.
She's not bad. Like all these negative thoughts we were having of Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
If you think about, you like some of her songs. You've enjoyed some of her movies, even though they're absurd. She's not bad. She just needs a break.
Yeah.
We need a break.
And she also gave us Atlas, which I will say, it was enjoyable. However, we all know how old Jennifer Lopez is. And I'm not age shaming. I don't think that's cool or fair. However, we as viewers know, and the movie's fun. I enjoyed it. But she's supposed to be playing like a 34-year-old girl.
There's something
She's like, that's my mom. And I'm like, wait, what? So it didn't add up in the film. Because I was like, wait, she's the daughter? And it just ruined it for me. It just didn't make any sense.
But it's also so weird because remember when she did the halftime show? And
with Shakira?
And I thought, controversial opinion, I think it's one of the best of all time. What Jennifer Lopez is specifically.
Yeah.
It just had so much energy. It was just so well done. There was something really exciting about seeing a woman at 50 years old killing it. Looking amazing. Her recordings that she was lip syncing to sounded great. Everything was great. So to do a movie where you're 36, be 50. Like you're amazing at 50.
Yeah. Why can't you play the mom? Do something.
Or hire an older
Tom
woman
Hanks
to be your
CGI,
mom.
yeah.
Something.
Gypsy Rose is another one. Gypsy Rose was like, I mean, she
had a year.
Got out of jail. She got pregnant. She got a new nose. She got new teeth. She's done all the podcasts except for this one. And let's see, what else? I mean, she
Well, she got married. She got a divorce. She got back with her ex. She met Kim Kardashian.
she let us know the D was fire.
The D was fire.
And now recently she's announced that the D was not on fire.
Oh boy.
So now we're being gaslit. What are we? I can't believe anything that Gypsy, whatever comes out of Gypsy's mouth. Kind of like when she was drinking mercury. And she was saying that she was a 9-year-old when actually she was like 28.
She was Jennifer Lopez's age.
Yeah. Gypsy Rose is the original girl in Atlas. And here we have this was Land's runner-up. I don't want to get in shit for this, but this is Land. He said Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah, so
It's fair. You could say it.
No, I think it's fair to include them because their appearances for Wicked did make everybody crazy.
Yeah.
However, I've always been kind of Ariana neutral.
Yes.
I kind of fell in love with her on this press tour.
I definitely agree with you.
She just seems fun and she seems like she gets it and she's really talented. And I've never really been a fan. Never really thought about her. But after a press tour that made everybody crazy, I kind of like her.
Same. I was the same way. I really I was very indifferent to her music. I thought they were fun to dance to, like singing along and whatever, but I never understood what she was saying. And this time seeing her, I was like, okay, I'm on board. She's got me. I thought she's very funny. I think she's going to win the Golden Globe.
For sure.
And Cynthia as well. Cynthia Erivo, reposted one of the podcast clips with Mateo Lane where we were talking about Storm, which went crazy viral. Number 2.
That's right.
It was a great clip. I just remember Cynthia Erivo reposting it. I was like, ah! So I thought that was kind of fun. Plus, it was like we were talking about the weather and Storm, and the Wicked Witch loves tornadoes. So that was very fun. But you know what I do say? I love the fact that they both have a sense of humor.
Yes.
They went on some interview and or I think it was Ariana Grande on an interview. Wasn't the Hot Ones? I don't know. But it might have been the Tonight Show. I can't remember. But she was like, oh, we're so insufferable. I know those interviews were awful. We're awful. They can poke fun at themselves, which I love.
Yeah. They know that they got thrown into the publicity machine.
And hello, they gave us holding space.
They gave us hold.
They gave us hold. They gave us holding space. Yeah, I loved it.
I love it too.
So the winner of the most annoying celeb is, without further ado, JoJo Siwa. Moving on. I mean,
there you have it.
I feel like the listeners know that. I know this. How many DMs was I sent this year being like, anything JoJo Siwa did, I got notifications from it, from my listeners, the fans, everything. They were just like, oh my God, did you see this one? I'm like, yes, I saw it. It's awful.
See, it was a tie between her and J-Lo, but
J-Lo's talented.
But J-Lo has something.
Yeah.
She's just missed, right? She's missing right now. But she really does have something.
J-Lo just needs a little...
We've never seen it.
Break.
Yeah.
Yeah. J-Lo would never do this bullshit.
Again.
Ever.
Again.
What do you mean?
No, I'm kidding.
I was like, what is she? J-Lo would never do this.
Never. She always knows. If nothing else, she always looks right.
J-Lo would never wrap her car with her face.
No. I hope not.
I would hope not, too. Okay, well, we had our biggest loser. Now our biggest winner, I'm going to say, is the winner of the 2024 all-around categories is the Glow Up. The Glow Up had a year. We had Glow Ups like we have never seen Glow Ups before. First up, we have Lindsay Lohan, and I mean, this was the Glow Up of the year. The Glow Up that had everyone talking, because before she looks like the crypt keeper at the beach.
Yes.
And now she looks better than ever. I've said this before, we're not here to, body shame, but I mean, come on, the proof is in the Christmas pudding.
Mm-hmm.
She looks so good. She's having such a Lohan-essence. I'm here for it. She's doing Parent Trap 2 coming out. She's in production with Jamie Lee Curtis. She had her Netflix Christmas movies. She just looks great, and we're so happy she's healthy. She looks healthy. I mean, look at that before.
I mean, she looks great. She's such, most of these child stars that go wrong, they don't get right a lot of times. And
she gets right.
it's so right.
Yeah.
And there's so few times that they come back and you're like, that's why we loved you to begin with.
That's why we loved you to begin with.
When you see her now, you're like, no, that's why we loved Mean Girls.
And it makes my heart so happy because like she's poking fun at the Mean Girls on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah.
She's a mother, she's married, she's living in Dubai, she's fucking doing it. And I remember when before I was like, oh shit, we're gonna like wake up and like it's Lindsay Lohan dead at insert age.
CNN had it ready. But it's really nice that the media, and this is whoever her publicity team is probably making sure of this, but they're not going back to the mess. They're letting her be who she is today, and we all get to just kind of enjoy it.
We're not going mess. We're going forward.
That's right.
If that slogan doesn't work for someone, let it be Lindsay.
Exactly.
If it's not going to work for the president, it's going to work for Lindsay Lohan. So, and I think that I even read that she has inspired Dina, her mother, to get a glow up as well which is great. But I feel like Dina's still going to like throw down in a Golden Corral somewhere.
Yeah, she's fighting at a Ross somewhere right now in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, spitting on a woman in a Costco line. Yeah, I think she's doing that. Agreed. Another glow up that we have is Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera took, we all know, Ozempic or Mounjaro something, but she has had an amazing year. She is back. She is stunning. She is the genie out of the bottle. I could do way more. Christina Aguilera puns, and I'll do them right now. She is the best reflection of herself.
She's giving us what a girl wants.
Oh yeah, she is giving us nobody wants to be lonely. I just love it. This look had me and Cher saying "Wagon Wheel Watusi" after we saw it. It looks so good, and I'm like, all right, let's go, diva. We're ready. And next up we have, this one was recent. This reveal was recent. It's Donatella Versace. And I have to say,
the world was shook.
We all were. I always thought that like Donatella Versace,
she was giving House of Wax on a hot day before.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Barbie left in a hot car in Phoenix,
outside of her Stanley Cup.
Yes, not even in the car, but maybe like magnified from the glass.
Definitely.
But this, I mean, I'm sorry, what in the Adele Dazeem is this? She looks like Idina Menzel's cousin. She has Idina's jawline.
She does. Are we at a place where the manufacturers of fillers got it right and now doctors are getting it right?
Yeah.
Because for a while everybody was looking like Nicole Kidman had those, apple cheeks for a while, and now she looks like we saw in the picture with your sister. She looks great. No makeup. She looks normal.
Yeah.
She looks wonderful. She looks like herself as well.
Well, I think people have relaxed and are not relying on just filler.
Yeah.
As someone who was accused of having too much filler in my face over the weekend at a Christmas party.
Oh, wow.
Which
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I'm going to let you know, me or Evan have never had filler. Evan has had Botox. I have not had Botox. But if you do, it's fine. It's totally fine. But I just hate when people accuse you of something that you don't have done to your face. So this looks spectacular. However, I would have to be reminded who this person is. Like if we were walking in Miami,
you would think they were cousins, maybe.
I would think that this was like if Adina Menzel was going to a Faith Hill lookalike competition.
Wow, that's a lot. It's not the same person.
I know, but you know what? It makes her happy, and I think she looks amazing. I think she looks way better than before.
But
and it has to boost her confidence like 100,000%.
But I'm not sure, because when you look at the before picture, she intentionally has no eyebrows because they're bleached. She is intentionally giving us that black smoky eye.
Well, now she clearly had like a brow lift, and she had her hairline pulled down.
Yeah.
So now the hairline goes, she doesn't have that weird like.
Do you remember when Madonna was taking all those weird flight pictures?
When she was in the Grammys and she was all bloated and
no, but she on Instagram she was taking pictures under a light or with a light underneath her face, looking like and making this like kind of monstrous face
snarl.
Yeah, all the time. And I thought, is that so when we see her in person she looks better?
Yeah,
because you're like, oh, you don't look like that. Donatella is so fashiony. Yeah. I wonder if this was like a look that just got away from her. But whatever it is, she looks incredible now.
She looks incredible, and I think her clothes are just going to look way better on her. Like, this looks like powerful businesswoman to me.
This looks like Versace.
Legacy Dynasty. Like, she looks like that bitch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? She looks great. She looks confident. Her head, look how her like posture's bigger, and she's just, her head's,
Also another woman who, like the before, she's not an old woman. She just doesn't look as youthful as she is.
Yeah.
And now she just, I don't know, it's just a really good job.
Well, salad bowls filled with cocaine, around your house can do that to you.
Just like Mom used to make.
And then finally, Demi Moore, talk about The Substance, which is just my favorite movie of the year, I think. The Substance is so good. Here we have her to the left then, where she had this weird, I think this was like the first buccal fat removal.
Yeah.
Where all the women and some men even were getting like the buccal fat out of their faces removed, and it just kind of gave them this weird kind of like cheekbone jaunt. And then now we have her here. She's a Golden Globe nominee. I hope we get an Oscar nomination, because I always love it when a horror film gets nominated for an Oscar. It might not happen.
I don't think she's ever been nominated.
She hasn't, I don't think. No, she has. G.I. Jane?
I don't think so. I listened to her book, and I'll double check.
Ghost?
I'm not sure. Oh, maybe.
I think she's been nominated. Striptease?
No, she's not been nominated for an Oscar.
Wow.
I was pretty sure, because I listened to her book, which is phenomenal, by the way. Everyone should listen. But she's done some really iconic stuff, and she's never been nominated where everyone around her was being nominated for stuff.
Demi Moore's seen me in bed with someone.
On purpose?
No.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Phone was ringing, FaceTime. He answered it. It was Demi Moore on the other end, and I'm like, ugh! And I like rolled over, and I was like, why would you do that? And she's like, who's that?
Oh, dear.
And he's like, this is, what was your name again? I'm like, oh.
Christian values.
Yeah.
You know what's great about all of these glow ups, though? Is that they look like themselves. That's why they look great. That's why they look so great.
They look literally, they took The Substance. Like, I feel like last year was the year of Ozempic. Like, everyone was kind of like taboo about Ozempic and Manjaro and, all the other ones. But I think like this one's now, it's just like, hey, it's okay to get work done as long as you don't look like an inside out starfish.
Yeah, but to look like the best version of yourself is what
look like
the goal is.
Look like the better version of yourself, which is what The Substance is. And just make sure a larva doesn't pop out of your back, and you have to sew it up and keep it alive for 7 days.
Yeah.
And then it like stays out way too longer, and you turn into an old witch under the bridge. Have you seen The Substance yet?
Not yet.
You're welcome.
I need to.
You're welcome. We're going to give you the phrase of the week, or the phrase of the week. We're going to give you the phrase of the year.
Yes.
The phrase of the year, we had a lot of phrases, Not Ek and Sue, a lot of phrases from podcasts, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to give you the phrase of the year in our mine says Bleach Blonde Bad Built Butch Body by Texas's very own Jasmine Crocker from, she's either Congress or Senate. I'm not sure, but she's fabulous. I don't care what she is. She's all of them above for me. I love her.
It's the best official comeback from an official that we've maybe ever seen.
It is articulate. It was alliterate.
It was perfectly descriptive.
Yeah.
Like
and we all knew who it was about.
You say this and only one person comes to mind on Earth.
Who?
Two people come to mind on Earth. And the first one is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And who's the second? I have it. Remember Vigo the Carpathian in Ghostbusters 2?
I was thinking Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I was thinking the haunted painting from Ghostbusters 2.
Okay, three people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So three people, yes. And it was so epic, and it went everywhere. And TikTok, I think, turned it into a song. Was it Bleach Blonde Bad Bill Butch Body? People were just like going off. People were playing it in clubs. It was insane. And of course, the summer could not be complete without Chappell Roan. Chappell Roan, who we fell in love with, I want to say June, maybe May even. Mm-hmm. She rose to fame. We all have seen her just escalate recently. She did SNL this year, which we all saw.
That's right.
She was in Sabrina Carpenter's Christmas special, Nonsense Christmas, which is very cute, by the way.
So fun.
Did you like it?
Everything about Sabrina Carpenter
is fun.
But is also what I don't want to watch or listen to, where she's so fun. She's so fun. Naughty. She's naughty.
She loves to prank people. She likes.
Great.
It's really cute. It's if you haven't seen A Nonsense Christmas on Netflix, it's definitely one to watch. But I mean, Chappell Roan's success this year alone has just went from her monthly listeners on Spotify increased from around 3 million in March 2023 to over 20 million in June 2024. And her current monthly Spotify listeners are 41 million, which is insane.
That's huge.
She's also on a episode of Carpool Karaoke that just came out with Lady Gaga, her, and Dua Lipa. Mm-hmm. And so I think they actually went to the Midwest and drove around with her old stomping grounds. But she definitely, the three girlies, Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, and Charlie XCX, the Powerpuff Girls, we called them, all had the best. Bratz Summer, Pink Pony Club, Espresso, all the songs. It was such a fun 2024, and I hope we get some good summer bangers in 2025. But from Chappell Roan, we're going to our favorite other breakout stars of the year. I mean, if you loved Murder,
and who doesn't,
and Hot D, then you loved Cooper Koch as much as we did. He played Eric Menendez in Monsters, the Ryan Murphy anthology series about the Menendez brothers. And he was just the cutest little thing. And he has a hot twin brother as well.
Wait, no, I didn't know about that.
Yes. Oh, Kirko's Land, Googling. But yes, it's also really funny because we also had Luigi, the assassin of the CEO, which I think happened like last week or the week before.
Happened a couple weeks ago.
Right
after Thanksgiving.
Yes. And everyone was like, oh my God. And then like the pictures were released and everyone's like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, we got little glimpses. We got the smile.
And then we got the brows. We got the smile, then we got the brows.
And then we got the smile and the brows.
And then we got the abs.
And then we got the abs. Like he was doing a internet striptease for us unintentionally.
But then it was like, is he bi? Everyone wants to know. There was like, John Hill sent me his dick pic, which was not real. Okay. So there's people making fake ones out there. I was like, he said it on Radio Andy. He's like, oh yeah, I got it. And Andy's like, what? Send it to me. And I'm like, no, send it to me. And I'm like, that's not real, babe. That's not real, babe. Not real. But I mean, definitely there's like, people were thirsting after the Murderer. So I mean, Murder really was kind of like a hot, we had Lyle and Eric Menendez. We had Luigi. Mm-hmm. And who's just been convicted in first-degree murder. So
that's right. And we also, embraced Gypsy Rose this year, kind of. So
If you can kill it, you can kill it again.
that's right.
You can get out and kill it again in different ways. But a lot of people were saying that Luigi should be played by Cooper Koch in the
Oh, I see that.
If Ryan Murphy decides to give us another thirst bucket of
Yeah.
a killer who's hot now.
Exactly.
And then we also had Sabrina Carpenter, like we said earlier, one of the she also murdered this year with her hit Espresso, which is an older person. I want to call it Nespresso because I love a Nespresso, a Vertua. But yes, the song of the spring went into the summer. We all loved it, and please, 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 I streamed. And you know what? I will say this: she gave I did not believe in her.
I didn't either.
I didn't believe in her. I don't think I've said that, but I just kind of. I remember seeing her. Wasn't she on like High School Musical, the musical, or some shit like that? I don't remember. I'm grown.
I only heard about her from Espresso.
Something like that. And then I almost said Nespresso. Then Espresso came out and I was like.
See, in the song, she says, "I'm working late because I'm a singer." And my immediate reaction was, ugh.
Oh, see, mine was like, I'm listening. Yeah.
And then as her personality came out more, and then I'm like, actually, she kind of is a good singer.
She is kind of fun.
She grew on me this summer.
And she sat on the couch with Christina Aguilera and sang What a Girl Wants.
She's good.
That takes balls.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm a fan now.
Another breakout star of this year was Benson Boone, who you did not know. You were like, who is Benson Boone? And I was like, he has that song. He's got a really good voice.
Mm-hmm.
He flipped over. I'm actually going to look it up. I have it right here, and I forgot to remember. I can't name it off the top of my head. Yes. So we have Benson Boone, who is the singer. He has Beautiful Things. These beautiful things that I found. Yeah, that one. And he flew off the piano at the VMAs this year, did a full-on backflip. He's hot. He has this like late 70s, like Doobie Brothers, like thirst trap vibe. And also, little known fact, he is only 22 years old.
Oh, wow.
So he's young. He's got abs. He's got a mustache. He's doing it. He's got a voice. Did not know that he was a contestant on American Idol in 2021.
Okay.
Dropped out. Said, I don't need this competition.
Smart move.
And clearly didn't.
Yeah.
I love that. So now I kind of like him a little more. We have the word of the year, which I thought was going to be different. But this one actually is the word of the year, according to the Oxford University Press. The word of the year is brain rot.
Have you heard people really use this? I have never heard anyone use this.
That's why I don't think this is right.
I don't think this is right either.
Because I feel like there was an article that said that demure was the word of the year. But according to this one, because we do a lot of research here.
A lot of research.
Brain rot is the word of the year because the term became more prominent in 2024 with its usage increasing by 230%. It was chosen after a public vote and analysis of language data. The term is used to describe concerns about the impact of consuming too much low-quality online content, especially on social media.
I agree with that.
I agree.
I've never heard one person use that phrase.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't. Look, I have brain rot. I get it. Just turning people into like drones or whatever. Sorry, don't mean to trigger people with the word drone.
No, I mean, there were a lot of really big catchphrases and words that kind of dominated the year. Brain rot just wasn't it for me. I never heard it.
But you know which was? There was several that were, and mine right off the bat was demure. Demure, mindful. That one, that was like the word of the year. I feel
for
like
sure.
That was such a fun word. I remember saying that on stage right when that was becoming a thing. And the audience just like lost it. They were just like, oh my God, he knows. He knows. Another word was Haktua.
Oh boy.
That was not one that I was like proud of. Yes, made famous by that little Cracker Barrel critter, Haley, who
Yeah.
went viral for saying Hawk Tua, spit on that thing, given a podcast, went all over press stores, appearances, and now she might be going to jail because she
Really?
yes.
Why
From
would she do?
for like a false Bitcoin fraud. Like she got something along the lines of like
Oh, did she create like a Hawk to a coin?
something like that, which like valued in like 52 million. They realized it was like a fraud, and now it's like you can't do that.
Wow.
So we'll see.
That's incredible.
Yep. Another word was freak off, made famous by we all know who.
It is a fun thing to say. If you take it away from that context.
I think of Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On.
Yes.
Which is like wholesome.
Absolutely.
And freak off is like, oh, you went to a freak off party. You're like, oh. Which I feel like it's a good place. Like, how was the party? It was rotted. Like, I love being like, that was one of my words. How it was rotted. Well,
yeah.
Now I'm like, it was freak off, meaning like, don't want to be there. I felt unsafe.
Yeah, you left before anything really bad
It was a freak off party. Get me out of there. I don't even want to know. And then another top word for the year 2024 was, of course, brat. Everything was brat. Everything was brat green. Everything was, it was an attitude, it was a lifestyle. It was that girl who fell in the bushes
Kamala
after a
used
party.
it.
Kamala was brat.
You were brat for Halloween.
I was brat squatch
That's right.
for Halloween. It was definitely a catchphrase and a lifestyle and a choice. And you know what I liked about the word brat? Charlie XCX, the founder of the word brat, ended it at the end of summer. She didn't let it continue.
Good for her.
She's like, it's over. We'll do it again another time. Well, guys, that is our year-end wrap-up of 2024 on the Just Sayin podcast. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, Land. What were your highlights, lowlights of the year?
Highlights of the year. You know, I think it was Sabrina Carpenter.
Good for you.
She's, like I said, just the way she presents herself, the way she, at first, my first response was, I just absolutely don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
And over the year, I was like, I love this girl.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And then when I watched Nonsense Christmas, I really loved this girl.
Yeah.
Lowlight is, I think it's J-Lo.
You said it with such conviction.
I think it's J-Lo. She just needs a break. We need a break.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I feel like J-Lo is like the Hawk Tua of celebrity.
She really is.
It's just like, okay, we get it.
It's like, we get it. It wasn't funny the first time. Okay, whatever.
I know. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed this entire year with all of you guys. And thank you for all of your sweet messages, your comments, your involvement. I want to thank Patrick, my illustrator in Canada, who has been doing all of the amazing visual art here all year round, all the little Instagram stories and flyers of all of our guests. Shout out to him. He's been killing it. He actually did my tour poster, which I'm very excited about. So, and Land and Lee and Brian, everybody here at the Comedy Store, all of our amazing guests. We have an amazing lineup coming to you guys in 2025. It's going to be even more exciting, more fun, and we're just going to say what's on our mind. So we will see you next time. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, happy all of it. And we will catch you in 2025 on the Just Sayin podcast. See y'all later. Bye. Happy New Year.